Hey everybody, Sean Hatzel here, the owner of Get Lean in 12 and Stubborn Fat Expert for people over 35 years old. Inside today's short fat loss video, I'm going to talk about how to customize your carbs for the fastest results. And I think this is a big area of confusion because carb intake really should be customized based on an individual's activity levels. So you see 3 columns up here: sedentary, moderately active, and intense exerciser. I'm going to go over each of these categories and how you should eat or customize your carb intake for the fastest results. If you're watching this, you don't know who I am. I've been in the health and fitness industry over 20 years. I've helped over 100,000 people across the globe just in the last 5 years alone with my products and services. And my wife Karen and I are grandparents to 3 beautiful grandkids. And as we've aged and gotten older, we've understood that the hormonal demands and needs of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s is much different than somebody who's younger. So at the end of this video, I'm going to introduce you to a 12-minute movement pattern that you should be using in conjunction with these eating patterns. So if you're sedentary, you should strictly just have a high-fat, low-carb diet, paleo type of diet, so avoid processed foods, like always, and then have minimal carbs. So a couple days of the week, feel free to eat some berries, some fruits, and maybe even small amounts of low glycemic starches like squash. But you're going to want to stay away from the high glycemic starches if you're sedentary. Now, if you're moderately active, you would follow the same high-fat, low-carb paleo style of diet. You would just feel free to add in some specific carbohydrates into the post-workout window. Remember, after you exercise, the muscles are like a sponge. They've kind of been wrung dry, and they want to suck up nutrients and glycogen. So this is the time where you can eat most of your carbohydrates and not worry about them ever spilling over and being stored as fat. So post-exercise, you'd have things like squashes, fruits, and sweet potatoes. And then if you're an intense exerciser like myself or an endurance athlete, your metabolic demands and needs are going to be a lot different than the first 2 groups. I exercise intensely at least 6 days of the week, which means in my post-workout window, I'm going to follow a modified paleo approach where I can eat higher fats, lower carb most of the time, but then after weight training, I'm going to gorge on things like potatoes, all kinds of rice, and ripe fruits. Remember, white rice is pure glucose. So this is the type of fuel that we have been using since the caveman days. I know rice is a processed food, but if you're a high-intensity exerciser, it's pure glucose. Unlike brown rice, there's no lectin component, there's no gluten component. So white rice is one of the most desirable starches that you could have if you're a high-intensity exerciser. You just have to make sure that you have it in your post-workout window and that you combine it with a protein to improve insulin sensitivity. So hopefully this gives you a snapshot on how to customize your carb intake based on your activity level. Now you just have to make sure that you're moving right based on your age category. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, please share it. And as a gift for watching this, I put a link somewhere around this video that you can click or tap. And it's a free report called the Over 40 Stubborn Fat Sequence. And inside this free report, I'll introduce you to a 12-minute metabolic trick that helped my wife Karen overcome menopause after she battled colorectal cancer. And this is the same 12-minute metabolic trick that's helped me maintain around 10% body fat for over 10 years in a row now. It'll elevate your metabolism for up to 48 hours. And when it's performed properly, it's specifically designed to help people over 35 reactivate declining fat loss hormones. And research shows that it can elevate growth hormone 400 to 700%. So again, thanks for watching this and keep going strong.